Hi guys, it's Nikki, and today I'm going to be doing a plan with me in the vertical neutral Erin Condren. This is my personal planner, and I've got a stack of stuff over here that I'm going to be using, and then I also do have my GM Louie over here to the left that has my plans for the week. I did kind of go ahead and write down some of the stuff that I needed to get done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out, and I'm going to show you guys because I've got something a little bit different this week. So the first thing that I have is this mini kit from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then I also have the full boxes for that. And then I went ahead and I pulled, let's see here, these glitter headers from ANC Stickers, as well as I believe these are the January colors from Sponsored by Coffee. I'm pretty sure that these are the January colors, so I got some solid and some glitter half boxes, some solid marquees, and then I had also grabbed these, but I'm actually not going to be needing these. I grabbed, a sheet of the little things in the January colors from our shop. And then this is what's a little bit different. I mentioned in the Facebook group last night that I used to constantly print sheets for myself before I would sit down and plan, and they were just personal for me. They weren't really even things that I sold in the shop. I decided to do that this week. So the first thing I have here is a bunch of Ombre Heart checklist as well as 2 habit trackers. I'm messing around with a different style of these right now, and this is what I have so far. I've got this style as well as this style. And I'm not sure which one I prefer. I actually have one other style as well that I'm really liking, but I think I'm going to be switching those in the future. I also printed out some heart checklist, little heart checklist, a couple of flags, and then on this sheet, this is more of the like personal for me sheet. I printed out some little things that were just the hearts, a couple of half boxes because I don't think there were 7 in this kit, some meals stickers that I'm going to be putting down on the bottom to cover, and I don't think I'm going to be using any kind of bottom washi or any like glitter washi or anything to incorporate into the kit. I think I just want to do these. I used to do something very similar to this when I did this before, but they were like a rounded out 3 heart checklist, and I would write in, I don't remember, maybe like steps, and just various things. So I thought I would try using these again. I printed myself out 2 of the smaller habit trackers, and then these at the bottom, I used to do this a lot. This is going to go in my little things section, and I've got YouTube on track, which is for orders in the shop if I'm where I want to be as far as getting those out. I've got a groceries one, a workout, a bill due, and I guess that's it. So these will be going in my little things section, and then I just check them off after I have done those for the day. That seems to work really well for me. It has been a really long time since I've done this though. But I wanted to kind of start personalizing the way that I plan a little bit more, the way that I used to. I used to love my Erin Condren, and I used to love looking at it, and I've mentioned that I've kind of been getting away from both it and the So Much Crafting inserts. So I thought this would be a good way to maybe start to where I like love my planner again, and I use it like really consistently. Last week I did use my planner, this particular one, pretty much the entire week. I actually filled everything out, but I figure I'll try this week. So that is everything that I'm using. Sorry for the longest, most rambly intro of all time, and I'm not too sure how I want to plan this week. I haven't decided that yet, so I guess I'm just going to kind of figure it out as I go. So the first thing I'm going to do is my sidebar. I'm going to take this quote box from the Coffee Monsters Co. and it says, and I go back to December all the time. I wanted to use this kit the first week in January, and then, I don't know, I think it was because I couldn't figure out how I wanted to incorporate other things or if I wanted to just do white space. I decided to wait. But then when I was messing around with stuff last night, printing out stuff for myself, I figured it would be a good time to go ahead and use it. So I'm also going to go ahead and take, if I can find it here, these 2 sheets that I printed for myself. I'm going to take both of the daily habit trackers, and I did just print everything in gray. I was gonna, go through and color match this perfectly, but there's not a lot of grays in this kit, but I was really loving just like the hints of gray, and nothing else in here is really gray, so I figured I would just do them all that color. I thought that would be a little bit easier than going in and trying to actually perfectly match all of these colors. Okay, and I just realized I did not print out any kind of a header for those, for my weekly trackers, but I think I'm just going to take glitter headers because I do generally use those for the same things every single week. And these are from ANC Stickers. I got these a while ago, and I pull from them pretty constantly. She came out with a set that has just a ton of, I don't know if they all came together, but there's a lot of different colors that I have. I'm not sure if I picked them all up separately or if that was something that I got all together, but this says this week. I guess I could have used that, but oh well. Anyway, so if you're looking for huge sheets, and I mean, these are big, like you guys can see, there is a ton of headers on here. I'm not sure if she still carries those, but if she does, they are wonderful. Especially if you're going to try to incorporate them into a kit, and the kit that you're buying doesn't have glitter headers that specifically go with it. Okay, so I'm going to get my date covers down and try to get them as even as possible. These do have like rounded edges, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get them down straight. But I do prefer the way that the rounded edges look in the planner. That's actually something I was thinking about switching up on our kits as well. I mentioned on, let's see, Facebook, probably on Snapchat, it snowed 8 inches at Mom's house. What was it, 2 nights ago, maybe? I ended up getting snowed in over there. And we don't normally get that kind of snow in North Carolina. A lot of people in the Facebook group were like, that's nothing. But down here, that's actually, for us, that's a ton. So, I had an ink order that was supposed to come on Friday, and it didn't come on Friday. Because of the snow, UPS decided that they weren't even gonna, I guess, attempt to get up to Mom's house. Mom kind of lives up on a mountain. That's one reason that, like, when it started snowing, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna stay here because there's no way I'm getting down the hill. So UPS ended up not coming with my ink, and I didn't actually run out of ink. I still haven't ran out of ink. I was able to continue cutting. So I ended up staying there, cutting all night Friday, cutting all day Saturday, and then her and my stepfather were able to get me back home on Saturday, later in the evening before the sun went down. And I wanted to come back home because, number one, I knew I was going to run out of ink, and number two, if I'm here and I've got all of these stickers that I had been cutting, I can at least go in and start packaging all of the orders, so that I can get out, or when I can get out, I guess I should say, I will be able to get those to the post office and they will be ready to go. I feel like I completely forgot where I was going with this. Mom does still have my car right now. They were supposed to bring it today. Today is Sunday, and they are not able to get it out of their driveway. Her house has 2 driveways, and I park up top, and then they have like a garage. So where I'm parked is solid ice at this point. They tried to shovel it out, and it's just ice underneath, so they can't get the car out. So I'm not 100% sure now when I'm going to be able to make it to the post office. I'm hoping that still tomorrow it'll be okay. If not tomorrow, though, it's supposed to jump up into like the 50s on, I think, Monday. So I should definitely be able to, or not Monday, maybe Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Tomorrow it's still supposed to be really cold. It was actually 8 degrees here last night. But by Tuesday it's supposed to be back up in like really, really warm. So I should definitely be able to get out by Tuesday. I still feel like that wasn't the point I was trying to make, and I just completely forgot like what exactly I was trying to say. But okay, so I've got my little things right here. I've got an on track as well as a YouTube. Here I believe I'm going to put in a half box, and this one matches really well, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And then what I want to do is down at the bottom I'm going to put in my meals sticker, and I'm hoping I got the sizing on this correct because I did not test these to make sure that it covers just these lines, and I think I'm good. Yeah, okay. So you guys can see that's kind of how it'll look. There'll be like a meals section down at the bottom, but now that I'm looking, I kind of want to put another glitter header in between my little things and my meals. And hopefully I'll have enough glitter headers. If not, I think I should have, let's see. Well, I've got 2 different shades of gray, so I should be okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is flip the grays that I'm using. I'm going to take 4 of these. Try to get these moved back on my hand a little bit. And then I feel like I want to do, yeah, I'm going to put this girl up top. what was I, back to the snow. That was the point of the snow. So at this point, I've cut everything that I could cut. Mom was actually cutting all day today. She ran the printer all night last night. So I'm going to assume that at this point we are out of ink. It should be here Monday though. I would assume that UPS can make it here on Monday. We are out of ink at this point, but everything has been printed. I have got enough right now that I can get through the next 100 orders, and then the next like 150-ish orders I should be able to get out. I'm hoping by Wednesday. I think I should be able to. So that will be the end of the New Year's orders, and I will be able to get all of those packaged and to the post office. I'm hoping by Wednesday, and then I will be able to reopen the shop, which I am super excited about. And I just did this. I do this wrong every single week. I put that ombre heart checklist down there instead of moving it to the bottom box. But the point was, you guys, I'm so sorry for how rambly this is. The point is, because I've essentially at this point done everything that I can do shop-wise until the rest of that ink shows up, and I can get back over to Mom's, I started messing around with design stuff and just kind of like messing around. That's generally what happens. If the shop is closed, I generally always end up reformatting kits because I've got a little bit of extra time to play around with things. So that was what was happening last night when I decided to make some of these like sheets for myself. I decided that I also wanted to go in and try reformatting things just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do all of these. Is that going to be the right color? No. So that's what's happening. I also think that I want to redesign the sheets as well so that I can offer some of them a la carte, like the full boxes and things like that. But I'm not 100% sure yet when that reformat will be coming out. Let me see. What am I trying to do here? Okay, little things. And I was supposed to go get groceries on Monday. I'm going to flip it over to Tuesday just because as of right now, if Mom can get my car to me on Monday, it's going to be later in the day. And that's another problem with the snow here is generally after it snows, it's so cold. Like I said, it was 8 degrees last night. It's so insanely cold that anything scraped just turns to black ice, so you really can't drive on it either way. Is that the wrong color? No, that's right, right? That's right, okay. I need to start looking at my actual planner though, because I've got other stuff that, or my GM I should say, because I do have other things I need to be putting in here. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these from Sponsored by Coffee and put this just in between these two glitter headers. Because Tuesday night is girls' night, and then I'm going to kind of go back just a second. Monday, I have some design work to do. I need to package 100 orders. That can go here. I was going to get groceries, but I think that's going to be moved to Tuesday. I'm going to clean, and I need to get to the post office if I can. And then I also have a couple of orders that I need to reship, so I think all of that can go in here and I'll be okay. Wednesday is going to be printing and cutting. I'm going to hopefully be able to Tuesday and Wednesday print and cut the rest of these orders and get them out, like package them on Wednesday night, I'm hoping. So I don't have anything else I need to put in on Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to switch back over to Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and get a few more glitter headers. I think I only need 3. I'm going to go ahead and put my meal sticker down at the bottom. And I feel like I could actually make that a little bit wider. Maybe. Okay, so up top here, I'm going to start with my little things. Let's do a heart, YouTube, and actually I need to also figure out what days this is and go ahead and write that in. So 8, 9, 10, 11, okay. I gotta see because I know I've got a bill one day. That's why okay, so the bill is on Friday. I'm gonna go ahead and take this bill due, and this is matte removable paper, and I'm just gonna kind of like stick it on Friday so I know that's where it needs to be. And then I'm gonna go in and put my little things down, and I'm missing one. Another reason for me wanting to start tracking my meals, because I've mentioned that since I started living by myself, I don't really like plan out meals anymore. I'm I think it's been 2 weeks now. I would have to look at my GM. But I actually decided 2 weeks ago that, let me get my box before I start talking or I'm going to forget totally what I'm trying to do. Okay, that one, and let's see, I went with this one, this one, this one. Okay. Anyway, so actually about 2 weeks ago, I decided that I was going to go vegan. I've had issues, I should say, with my stomach for a really long time. It started a few years ago and I was able to deal with it, and then it would kind of like get better, it would get worse. And I could never really figure out what was going on. I went to multiple doctors. They tried to figure out, you know, what it was, what was happening. None of them ever could figure out what was going on with my stomach. And I kind of would just change the way that I was eating. Like I did that a few times. I went to like clean eating, almost like a paleo type diet. And that worked out well for me for a little bit until I stopped doing it. And then this was all before I started the Etsy shop. So once I started that, a few months after I should say, I ended up getting just so busy that it was like takeout constantly, or I would cook something fast like a pizza, stuff like that. So I was having all these problems with my stomach, and I decided that it was time. Please tell me I printed out enough of these. I didn't. Oh goodness, I'm like -1 box. Okay guys, 1 second, because I actually have like a test page that I printed before I started these. Okay, so this is my test page, so some of the colors are off, but I am going to have to use one of these. And this was the other box that I was talking about. I kind of like this design with the little dots in it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to play around with it. I think the colors matter a lot too, like what color it is. So back to my stomach. So I had all these issues. I did that for a while where I was eating, you know, like pretty decently healthy, and that kind of helped it for a little bit. But here recently, and I've mentioned this I think on this channel before, my stomach, or not my stomach, my face has been just like going crazy, and I could never figure out exactly what was causing it. I would break out, and I'm 27, so I don't think that I should be breaking out the way that I had been. It wasn't like a small, like one little breakout. It was like my entire chin area, as well as underneath my chin, was breaking out, and my skin was going just crazy. And I tried so many different things. I tried all kinds of different products to figure out like what was going on, if there was something that I could use that would, you know, help it out a little bit. I finally ended up getting one product that worked really well for me, and I'm still using that product, but at one point it actually stopped working as well, and that's when I was like, okay, that's it, I'm gonna have to do something. And I've read before about, you know, like the chemicals in the food and everything, and that's when I was eating paleo. That seemed to help with a lot of my issues, but I decided that I wanted to go ahead and cut out everything from my diet, like to start with, to see if I could fix the problems that I was having. As far as my skin and my stomach, I figured I would cut everything out first, and then I would add stuff back in to see, you know, if something was irritating my skin. What am I doing? On track. Just to see if I could kind of like pinpoint what it was that was irritating my skin, if I, you know, added things back in slowly, like one at a time. So I started that about 2 weeks ago, and I went through my fridge, like I did it correctly, because I knew if I had certain things in my fridge that I would eat them. So I went through my fridge, I threw out everything that had any animal product. I threw out all the meat. I threw out most things also that had gluten, because I've thought before that gluten was bothering my stomach. So I went ahead and cut that out as well. I've actually brought gluten back in though, and I don't think that is what's doing it, because it doesn't seem to have bothered my skin or my stomach when I started eating it again. I'm gonna cut that. But yeah, so I started about 2 weeks ago. Within, I don't know, a couple of days, I would say, my skin was like, it was completely like a night and day difference. My skin cleared up. My stomach was feeling better. Just everything, like it was great. So I decided, you know, I'll keep doing it. I'll add in some things, but I'm not a big meat eater anyway, and I hope this isn't like offensive to anybody because I'm not trying to like push veganism on anyone, but I'm not a big meat eater to begin with, so the vegetarian part isn't a problem for me. And then as far as the problem is like, it's dairy, any kind of like, I love cheese and eggs and all kinds of things like that. So that is the only like main issue that I thought that I would have when I started doing this. And honestly, I bought substitutes for a lot of things. I know that's probably not the healthiest way to do it, but I did buy like cheese substitute, sour cream substitutes, butter substitutes, all kinds of things like that that are dairy free. And I honestly haven't had any issues with like even craving anything at this point. I thought that it was going to be a lot more difficult than it ended up being. But yeah, so I didn't want to tell you guys about me doing that though, because it was in my planner and people may have seen it, but I didn't want to say anything about doing it until I had done it at least for a couple of weeks and I was sure that I could continue doing it. I tried to do it once before and it just didn't work. I don't know what the difference was this time. But the first time that I tried to do this, I broke down after like 2 days, I think, and ate cheese. But that is something that I'm kind of trying to keep track with my meal planning or down here with these meal stickers, everything that I am eating and making sure that I'm getting, you know, like all the nutrients and everything, protein and everything that I need. But yeah, it has worked really incredibly well for me. And at this point, I don't see myself going back to eating that kind of stuff ever again, especially like I have no desire to eat it. So it's worked out really well. And there was actually a day last week, I mentioned that I might be moving. I've decided to not do that. I think that I would prefer to live in the place that I was going to be moving to, but I don't think that I need the stress of actually having to move. So I've decided that I'm just not going to. I'm going to stay where I am now. But anyway, as I was in the process of running, you know, things back and forth, paperwork and stuff to that other place, there was one day that I had left the house really early because I had to run by the bank and then I had to go to that place. I had to actually stop by where I live now and speak to them as well. I had left at like 8 and then by the time I was done with everything, it was... I don't know, like at least noon, I think, and I was starving because I hadn't eaten anything before I had left. And I had to go to Mom's to cut stickers, and I didn't have any food with me. I knew there was nothing there that I was going to be able to eat, so I decided to stop and get something, and I tried to get like the thing that I thought would be the least awful on my stomach. So I ended up stopping at Dunkin' Donuts and I got just a bagel, a plain bagel, and I got strawberry cream cheese on it, which in hindsight I probably should have gone for like jelly or something, but that just didn't even like cross my mind because that's something that I've always loved is the bagels at Dunkin' Donuts. I always get them with strawberry cream cheese. So I stopped and I did that, and probably 30 minutes after I ate it, my stomach started cramping really, really badly. And then, I'm not even kidding right now, the next day I woke up and my face, which had been clear at this point for, I mean, essentially a few days after I had begun doing this, my entire face, like on my chin area, as well as underneath my chin, was completely broken out. Not like one little area, I'm talking like multiple things all along the bottom of my chin as well as on the top of my chin. I had just broke out everywhere. So I don't know if maybe I do have some kind of a lactose intolerance and the cream cheese, you know, just kind of made me break out, but that's what happened, and that's, if nothing else, like to me, at least a reason to be like, okay, well, you know, this is working, and apparently that is what's bothering your skin. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with it for right now, and I'm going to try to stick with it, I guess, as long as possible. But at this point, like I said, I have no desire to eat any kind of meat or any kind of like dairy. And most of the stuff I actually found substitutes for as far as the dairy stuff, and I can't taste a difference in it. Like, I ended up getting some... How am I going to do this? I guess my ombre box will go right there. I ended up getting some dairy-free ice cream that was made with like coconut milk. And to me, like, it almost tastes better than normal ice cream, and it doesn't taste like coconuts. It's just really good. So, oh goodness. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with, you know, me for the past couple of weeks, and my meal stickers. So sorry that I just rambled about that for so long, but I felt like it's something that I should at least mention, because I'm going to be doing this kind of planning in the So Much Crafting inserts as well, I believe, where I'm trying to keep track of certain food type things. And then also I am finally going to be filming my recipe planner. I don't know, like how I set it up and the way that I'm using it and everything, because all of the food. Sorry guys, mom just called. Always, anytime I film, somebody calls and then it cuts off. And she is actually going to be able to bring my car today, I think. So that's nice. If they can get it here, then I think I can get out to go to the post office. So the camera cut off, but I did put down my weekend banner here. But back to my recipe planner. So I am going to be filming like how I set that up. And I'll show you guys like kind of everything that's in there. But again, all the recipes that are going to be in that planner are going to be like vegan recipes. So I figure I might as well address it now, just so that everybody kind of knows what's going on. Plus on Snapchat, I feel like I show what I eat a lot. Although I don't think anybody has said anything about it or really like picked up on it. But like I said, I feel better. My stomach feels better. My face looks better. So it's working for me. So I'm going to put my little things down here at this side, and then up here, I guess I'm going to put them up top. I printed out a workout sticker, and I meant to print out more than one of them, and I don't know what happened, so I'm just not going to put any of them down. So I'm going to do my heart up top, just super crooked. And okay. And mom is actually, she said that she's got the stack that she was supposed to cut this morning all printed and cut. So that will hopefully be even more that I can go ahead and package up today. How do I want to do that? I don't think I want to put that there. Okay, so I've got this area right here, as well as this. That doesn't match at all. Okay. Well, I do actually have all of these, or a couple of these half boxes. So this one does match. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Put that in the middle. And then I have this one, which kind of matches, not really, but I think it'll be okay. I don't like that at all. I'm going to take that back up. Okay. And I was originally going to do this as like a white space spread, but this turned into no white space pretty quickly. So I do have these from Sponsored by Coffee, and I think that this might actually fit really nicely. Yes, kind of. I'm going to pull part of it back up, and then I'm going to pull up my YouTube and just layer the YouTube one on top. Okay. So I think that that is all of my base, and then I don't really have, I don't think I have any, well, I might have icons in this. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and unstick some of these stickers from myself. Oh, so I actually have some little emojis on here as well. So I probably will definitely use those. I want to go ahead and put down some of these watercolor swatches. I think that these are really, really pretty. And let's see, there's a pink one. Cut them here. Okay, so let's see. I have this really pretty full box left, but because I do buy the mini kits plus the full boxes, I end up getting duplicates of a couple. So I'm just going to throw that to the side and see what is on here. So I'm going to move some of my things over to the left so that I can actually see my GM. There we go. I think what I want to do is, I've got some Etsy shopping bags. I'm going to use this guy for groceries. Well, although I've got a groceries thing right there, so I guess I don't even need that. I did just place an order from Sponsored by Coffee. She just came out with her February colors, so of course I had to pick those up. Okay, so Monday is going to be a chemical peel, so I'm going to go ahead and put him down. Let's see. I'm going to do this guy on Friday. Sunday, I'm going to do the blanket. I'm just going to put that over that watercolor swatch. So I don't really know if I'm going to be using the TV. Maybe. I don't really watch very much television, but I think maybe I'll put him on Thursday, and this is, I'll end up writing in here that I need to do listings and film and everything, and I can just pretend that that's a computer. Although I've got this little YouTube guy here with a computer, but I think I'm going to use him on Monday because I do need to edit videos on Monday. And then as far as this little Etsy shopping guy goes, I don't know what I want to do with him. I'll put him on Wednesday, and then maybe I'll look around on Etsy and see if I see anything I want to pick up. Okay, so this is the finished spread. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too incredibly rambly and me talking about stuff nobody cares about. I'm sorry. But if you guys like this, give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.